Hi, I'm Sileen Phillips, and I'm running for Ward 5, York Southwest.
And my name is Will Cruz from Cruising with Phil. My next guest, our first ward guest. This ward is Ward 5. You're my first. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I love your last name. It just
Thank
kind of
you.
so familiar to me.
Gee, I wonder where you
I
heard that
know.
from.
Yes. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for having me. Your office here on 1836A on Weston. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Took a treat to get here. Took the long bus. Yeah.
Well, you
But
need
it's
to
a great
learn your
neighborhood.
city feel.
This is an old neighborhood. I've been coming here. I've been here a long time.
Yes.
Yeah, we grew up in this neighborhood. So Weston, Dennis, and all this.
Right.
Yeah.
I lived here as a kid too.
Yeah.
Not for very long, but I lived at 40 Truckaway.
Okay.
So just
Okay,
next
let's
door.
get to your background.
Right.
Your back-
Awesome.
Talk about your background. Are you born in Toronto?
So I was born in Oakville, actually, but raised in the West Indies
What part of West Indies?
and in Jamaica.
Nice.
But so it's half of my life here, half of my life here. Spent half of my childhood. I would say most of my childhood in Jamaica. There was a lot of back and forthing.
Mhm.
Essentially, I moved back to Canada when I was 9 years old, and back to Jamaica when I was 13, and moved back to Canada again when I was 20, and I haven't left. And I won't say how many years ago that
No,
was.
I won't. I don't. I never asked a woman age. That's her prerogative. You probably know when you look your age anyway. So how's the campaign going? Good.
It's going well. As a first timer, there's obviously a lot of things to learn. I've been involved in elections administration
Oh yes, it's in your
for
platform,
a
right?
number
Yeah.
of years, so this is my first time being on the other side of the fence. And I have to say it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Eh?
Yes, you have to be really committed. And I'm glad that it's a lot of work because it sort of puts you to the test. Because if campaigning is too much work for you, you shouldn't be
Shouldn't be
campaigning
right,
at
right.
all.
Yeah. So let's go back to your background. So you
Yes.
came back here at 20, and what
Yes.
happened after that?
So came back when I was 20 and continued studying. I was going to Ryerson for a while. I was studying microcomputer business applications, completed that program, and got married shortly thereafter. And
Maybe was my last question. From the emails I get. Sorry, viewers, she's married.
well, not anymore, but
Oh, okay. Hey, viewers, put back on the camera.
But yeah, I spent the next several years just struggling a lot.
Is it, you're a single mother?
I am.
You have one boy, right?
Yes, I have one child, and my 20s were extremely challenging. I was homeless at one point,
Wow.
and I know sometimes when people talk about being homeless, sometimes we're to draw our own conclusions. Well, you should have done this better.
Oh yeah, I hear this all the time.
But in my case, newly married to an immigrant husband, months into our marriage, a very good friend of mine, at least I thought she was a friend, best friend, she encouraged me to move into her building. I was quite comfortable where I was, living in a co-op, and she said, we're both newly married, we're going to start having kids soon. We should live right next to each other so our children can grow up together, like cousins. And growing up in the West Indies, well, I grew up around a dozen cousins.
They're like, that's like family.
It was a marvelous idea, and I gave it a lot of thought, and we packed up, moved. The day when we were to move in, when we got there, she met me downstairs and she said, oh, by the way, my in-laws didn't actually move out yet. So what it was they lived in a condo, and she said the condo across from them belonged to her in-laws, and that they gave the condo to her husband because they were moving out to go live in the country.
Oh.
And they didn't want to rent the space to a stranger, so they'd rather have me move in and just simply pay the condo fees because it was paid for in full.
Okay.
So that's another incentive, right?
Yeah.
So we get there, and she says, oh, sorry, they had trouble moving out, so they're still in there, so you guys are going to have to move your things into our unit,
Oh my God.
and as soon as they move out, then we move you over. 2 days later, I get home from work one night, and her husband says to me, how long are we going to be accommodating you for? I said, look, I'm sorry, what do you mean? And he said, well, I understand that you got kicked out of your apartment because you couldn't pay the rent.
Where'd that come from?
I said, I'm sorry? And I told them what I just explained to you. He said, my wife told me you were going to make up something like that. So you guys need to get out tonight.
Oh my God.
And they meant it. She was nowhere to be found, by the way. She was in hiding. So we were indeed put out, and we lost everything. Anything we could not bring with us, we lost. Furniture, everything, it was all in their apartment. We could only, grab a couple of suitcases.
Where did you go?
I phoned the city because I believed I was pregnant at the time, and they accommodated my husband and I, putting us in a shelter. So we stayed in the shelter for about 5 months before we found a place. There was rent geared to income housing, which is what I lived in before, but the wait list was very long, and I didn't see the
And you were pregnant now, right?
Yes. And I didn't see the need for us to wait on that because it's 2 of us. So I thought it would be better if we just took a 1-bedroom place someplace, and that's what we did. And we just absorbed the losses. I mean, all of our wedding gifts, furniture, almost everything gone. Mikasa Crystal collection gone. My graduation gifts, Swarovski Crystal collection gone. Everything was gone. And so that was my first experience with homelessness. And I would experience homelessness again 7 years later when I was 7 months pregnant with my son. And the circumstances were different. That time it was because of domestic abuse. Unfortunately. Yes. So when I talk about homelessness, for me it's lived experience.
We already talked about that domestic abuse. I did not know that. You see people, a facade, a face. Look at you, bright, smiling, positive, great energy, and you're telling the story about what you went through. I'm glad you mentioned it. If you want to talk about more, that's great.
Absolutely.
People that hear this.
Well, it's one of those things where one thing leads to another. So domestic abuse led to me being in a women's shelter, and eventually it led to me having chronic mental illness because it was years of abuse. And some cultures are such that abuse is not something you talk about.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I know a lot of cultures and a lot of that. I'm from India. I'm mom's Irish, my dad's Spanish. I had a great marriage, but I've seen many times the abuse that goes on.
And you don't see
I just fell down the door, right? The door knocked me in the head.
Exactly.
I jammed my arm in the doorway. Weird all the time.
All sorts of stories, and at that time I did keep it quiet, which is why it developed into what it did. But I'm really happy that years later I am now able to freely talk about it and to share it, not for the sake of sharing it, but for the sake of other women who might find themselves in the same position. And this is actually what led me to found a charitable organization that I have. It's called Shefak, which is a Hebrew word which means to pour out. I am
what that meant.
Christian by faith. It means to pour out, and so it's a private organization, and the purpose of it is to provide a safe space for women to do as the word says, pour out. And they can do so anonymously, or they can make themselves known. And in all honesty, I've seen relationships formed out of having that.
Wonderful.
And it's not a matter of me providing therapy for them, but it's the group itself being therapy for the group.
I just want to ask you one question. I'll have a few friends who are in your situation. Similar, not saying everybody's unique. So people will ask the question is, how did you put up for 7 years? That's a good question people ask. And it's always a different answer. You can't just say,
Well, it's like this. It's sort of like aging. You age every day, but do you notice it? Not really.
No.
You kind of get up one day and realize 10 years later, oh my goodness, I have a strand of gray hair. You never really saw it.
Like second nature, kind of like routine. You get so used to the routine. And then at a point where you don't have it anymore, you kind of miss it in a way because you're used to it in some ways?
Well, it's more so when abuse becomes normalized.
Yes.
And it does not happen overnight, because some of the questions that people have asked me is, how could someone as strong as you are allow that to happen to you? And
it's a compliment, kind of an insult. They look at you like you have strength and confidence, but yeah, you're kind of like saying, you're so strong and tough. You whip, what do you do? Like, I was like, yeah,
exactly.
kind of like an oxymoron. Someone said.
And so it's helping them to understand that, number one, people who abuse other people like that, they have, in my opinion, a mental dysfunction.
A lot of insecurities too.
Absolutely. So whether you are a psychopath or a sociopath or a narcissist, they're very strategic in what they're doing.
Oh yeah, I've been through myself, believe me.
Right?
Narcissism, verbal abuse. There's three types of abuse: verbal abuse, psychological, and also physical.
Yes.
Yeah. What you went through. So
and those are terrible.
They are.
Yes.
And you're right. They are. You're like a chessboard, basically. Where the narcissist puts you on a board, but when you walk away without an explanation, it ruins the board, and they want you back, and they try all kinds of ways to get you back. And the comfort zone is in there, and it starts up again.
Right, because you didn't leave on their terms.
That's right. That's right.
And that's the issue. They don't want you. They don't love you.
Yeah.
But they want things to be on their terms.
Just that bad example with chess. That's what I say chess.
Exactly.
So when so basically you said just say checkmate and get out of there. You know?
Well, that wasn't my exit, and this is the importance of having community. And I didn't share with anyone what was happening. I did not do that. And as I mentioned, they tend to be very
Can I ask why?
Sure.
Why you want to share?
Because that is what the abuse does to you. First of all, you become completely dismantled. You are led to believe that, number one, it's your fault why it's happening, and two, it's something you should be ashamed of.
Your fault, right?
So your thinking is not rational when you're in the situation. You believe that it's your fault. You believe that it's something you should be ashamed of, and you believe that if you tell anyone, well, it's going to look bad on you. It's something, and because it's something shameful, why would you share that? Right? That's the mentality. Exactly. But the people who were around me, who did get near enough to me, because one of the things that narcissists do is they tend to pull you into a form of isolation.
Yes. Disassociate from your security friends.
Pull you away from your friends, pull you away from your family, and pull you into a place where you sort of have to depend on them.
And did they break down your attributes? Like say you like religion to bring down your faith, you like working out to bring down what you're working out for.
Down everything.
Break down everything. They do that.
Yes, and they do that in such a way that by the time you realize they've already done it.
Yes.
But the people around me, they clued in on what was happening. My mother did not live here at the time, but my mother came up because I'm going to have a baby. She wants to be there for the birth of her grandson. So when she came, she noticed right away.
But there's no way.
Because I had left the shelter and I had gone back there because I felt unsafe in the shelter.
Yes.
And being pregnant, it was just too much uncertainty and anxiety and panic disorder was just driving me crazy. So I thought I'd be better off in an environment where I know what to expect. So I had gone back. So my mom had come up from Jamaica for the birth of the baby, and she knew something was wrong. She could tell. Most of the abuse was verbal. She knew. And so she talked to friends of ours, just 2 or 3 of them who were very close to me, and the midwives, they also knew something was wrong. And finally one day they pulled me aside when I went for a checkup just before I had the baby, and they asked me, is everything all right at home? First they had my husband leave the room, and then they asked me. And I tried to lie, but I couldn't. Because the moment they asked me, I just broke down and I started to cry. So they knew something was wrong. And so they, together with my mother and my 2 friends, they essentially came up with a plan to get me out. and I'd had the baby. I asked them, just let me have the baby first, and I had the baby, and I thought that, and again, this was just abuse mentality. Maybe once the baby is born, he'll change the way he sees me, and but anyhow, fast forward, had the child, and one day while he was at work, they came and they packed me up and got me out and got me into an RGI. I applied for one and rent guarantee income housing. And this is one of the reasons I absolutely love the system that we have in the city, where if you are in a particular situation, you get priority. And I'm sad to see it go down so much where we don't have room for people. However, that is what helped my child and I put in my application, and in less than 3 weeks after I put in my application, I got a 2-bedroom apartment in a beautiful co-op where I still live today. Yes. And they helped me to pack up.
How did that feel?
It felt liberating. It felt wonderful, but it wasn't over because I have to deal with the aftermath.
Yes.
And when you are dealing with a narcissist, they don't really just let you go like that. They'll find a way to make your life living hell.
Through friends or yes.
Exactly. So I struggled for another 7-8 years, both with the mental illness and also having to deal with this person and going through the court system and still trying to find the best for my son. And my son he's a genius, brilliant kid. So unfortunately, public school would not have been ideal for him. I took a look at it because he started reading at 2 years old. 4 years old, he's doing basic algebra.
Oh my God.
And public school, they told me, the gifted program starts at grade 3 or something. But I managed to get him into private school. So I literally lived from paycheck to paycheck, sometimes in deficit, just to be able to send him to school where I know he would get the maximum opportunity for learning.
How old is he now?
He's now 21.
21, eh?
Yes. 21 going on to 12.
What's his name?
His name is Jamai.
Wait, shout out to Jamai?
Hey Jamai, you know nobody loves you more than I do.
Oh wow, that's great. Oh my God.
Yes.
That's great, that's great. That was on, and I didn't expect that on your platform. That's not on your platform. I'm glad you just talked about this. This is the first time in any election I've seen a candidate talk about something like this. It's usually either after election or before or a private conversation, but what made you want to talk about this? This is something...
Because...
I'm glad you did, I really am.
Well, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. Yeah. I didn't even plan to. I had no idea which way this was going to go.
I'm total shocked this happened to you.
But I think it's important when you're running for office for people to know
where you're coming from,
who you are, where you're coming from. We tend to dress things up, and put on the frills and all of the lace, and
perfect
all the powder and the fragrance and the perfume, and I believe that gives people a false sense of who we are. I want people to know that I have been broken. I want people to know that I've been in the ashes, that I've been in the gutter. I want them to know that struggle is not something I've seen, it's something I have lived. And I believe that by getting a glimpse of where I've been and some of the things that I've been through, it adds that human factor. A lady asked me the other day, she said, how come you didn't put all of your university degrees, you haven't listed them? And I said, because anyone can have credentials, but it's really character that's important.
Grassroots upbringing, what you've been through.
Absolutely.
When people watch the story, they're going to go like, I'm sure you might get people. I just had an interview with another that went to mental illness, and a lady, her father suffered. He reached out to her, he saw her stories in tears. This is just an example.
Yes, and we need that.
I know.
We really need that.
That's amazing.
I know we're big on name recognition and we're big on achievements, but that's not all all
And photo ops. Don't forget the
right? Exactly.
I saw you do just more videos.
But we really just need to go back to the basics and again feel free. People need to know that they should feel free to be themselves. Stop trying to be someone you're not in order to impress whether a crowd would be a crowd or a person. Be yourself.
I believe it was your faith that saved you through the whole.
100%.
I'm a Catholic myself, so I was reading
Yes.
your format. I know you talk about religion in interviews or debates.
Yes,
But
yes.
we mentioned on the street. You are a minister.
Yes, I am a minister.
How did that come about?
One church, and I'm a youth coordinator.
Yes.
At
At the
another
other church, Saint
church.
Peter and Paul's.
St. Peter, St. Simon. Yes, that's where I work with the youth, and I'm a minister in an unrelated church.
How did that come about? How did you become a minister?
Well, architecture is what I truly desired, and that's what I wanted to pursue. But unfortunately, I hit a racial barrier when I was in university.
Oh, really?
And it wasn't hidden, it wasn't subtle, it was
Racial barrier in university?
we can anticipate that in
I'll get it.
racial barrier. I was in the architecture program at Ryerson, and I was the one black student out of 40. This is when I was 21 years old. I got into the architecture program, and the professor, he said this in front of the entire class. He told me that I don't belong there. He told me that if I was Asian, maybe I would be better suited for the program.
Really? Oh my God.
I kid you not.
And the abuse continues. My goodness, really.
I was, and at the time, I was a 3.98 GPA
Wow.
average, but he continued failing because he taught all of the mandatory courses. And I went down to 2.5 at his hands, and at that point, I gave up.
Did you put anything against the discrimination?
I fought it.
Yeah.
I fought it, but I did not win. So I shouldn't say I gave up. I fought, but I did not win. So I was very broken up about the whole thing. And so for years, I sort of wandered around academically looking at different things, but I felt scarred. I felt scared.
Yes.
And one day, a lady who goes to my church, she came to me and she said, I just completed my theology degree, and I was thinking of you, and I think you should study theology as well. I laughed.
Why did you laugh?
It was the furthest thing from my
Oh.
I thought, theology. You're right.
Well, Joseph was a carpenter, right?
It was the furthest thing from my
St.
mind.
Joseph. In case you're wondering, that is St. Joseph.
But anyhow, I started making excuses. I said I don't have the money. She said there's scholarships. I said I don't have the books. She said here are my books.
Oh, which is well, great.
She had everything.
Already. She knew, I guess. She had.
She did.
Funny.
It's like she anticipated it. And at the time, my son was about 3 years
I
old.
appreciate you did a car accident. It's right up there.
Right? You should have said I don't have a house.
I do have a
But no, she encouraged me to.
Do you want to give a shout out to her name?
And Andrea, thank you so much for that day. I appreciate it.
That's nice. So what happened? She
So
convinced you?
she convinced me. I registered and I started my academic journey again. And as time went on, my spiritual life started to change as well.
How long is the course in theology?
So the undergrad, the typical 4 years,
Yeah.
and if you go straight into a master's, it can be an additional year. However, I have more than one master's degree.
Yes, I know that.
It's not crucial,
Yeah.
but
Let's add it.
just so that you
Put it
know
in
how
there.
much time.
It's on your platform. Put it in there.
How
I know.
much
It's your
time.
platform, yeah.
So my spiritual life just started changing a lot, and all of these years I've worked in the federal government. I've more than 25 years been in the federal government, and as time went by and I'm there studying theology, I started to reassess where I was in my life in terms of what I was doing with my time, and I enjoy public administration. I love it. However, because it's at the federal level, there's no sense of contribution to a community, and I felt like I was missing that.
That's your missing.
And through my church, I started doing some community work, and as I did it, there was just this strange feeling as though community is where I should be. And so I decided I would continue my studies. I was going to go beyond the bachelor's, but I realized that through studying there were opportunities. So it's not that you have to study in order to be a minister. However, studying gave me this ecumenical community, and that ecumenical community opened up a world of opportunities. I was able to go to Israel. I was able to go to just various places and also interact with other Christians from other denominations, which I love. I love unity. And over the years, after my second year at Wycliffe, when I was pursuing my Master of Divinity, I undertook internship at St. Peter St. Simon, because you have to do a 2.5-year SGE. And so it was supposed to just be a part of school. Well, 8 years later, I'm still there.
And you're a minister now.
And I'm a minister at my local home church. My pastor, he said he loved how I had grown spiritually, and he felt that I could be of even better use in the clerical community. So I was appointed as a minister 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
So
amazing.
serving in two very different capacities, and I've loved every minute of it. I get to give to people's lives, and that is what I enjoy most.
See, people never ask you, because you're faithful to the name of God. People say, well, look, you're a minister, you're believing God, then why do you go to all? Doesn't God all of a sudden you go to the past? There's no saying in heaven. I tell people.
Yes.
People tell my Catholic and the Protestant say, I get all these challenges. Doesn't God love me? I said, the more spiritual you get, there's no saying. Right? God gives you can handle the most.
Well, and the thing too is that if we were to touch on theologies just a little bit, Christ himself suffered, and his suffering was the precursor to his glory. So likewise, as a woman of faith, and well, as a people of faith, we also have to undergo suffering. It has to happen.
You can't be perfect.
And we are told
Well, it's
that
just like it. You just said earlier, this facade, the perfection, and the whole, it's not real.
Exactly.
It's
And
not
these
real.
challenges, they make us who we are.
Exactly, yeah.
Imagine if all of your childhood you were fed chocolate and ice cream and chips
and that's it.
all
Yeah,
of those
yeah.
things, you would be
No
extremely
struggles.
unhealthy.
Yeah, exactly.
So spiritually, it is no different. Struggles are necessary to purge out of us some of the things that could be formed that would be poisonous for us spiritually. We also have to consider that God does not control other people's actions.
That's right.
He informs us what we should do, but the decision is ours. And you know, to bring it into even greater context, when there's a storm, when there's a hurricane, we don't curse the clouds.
No.
Because that's the nature of God to do that,
Yeah.
right? So when life throws us these curveballs, we don't curse life or the giver of life, but we do what we do with a storm. We try to navigate it and try to survive it, and once we survive it, we try to rebuild again. So spiritually, it's no different.
So they try to break your spiritual past and look at you, our spiritual person right now. It's amazing.
It makes you stronger.
It does. It does make you
And
stronger.
I'm glad for
And forgiveness too goes a long way. I have to forgive a lot of my relatives, but
Yes.
my mom and all, the way they are. So my question to ask you, you don't ask the question, I'm pretty inspired. The other thing you went through with your husband, ex now, right?
yes, ex.
You're finding it hard just to forgive everything you did to you?
It took a while
Did?
because I had to heal first.
Yes.
And that is the thing with forgiveness. We don't simply get up and forgive.
Mm-hmm.
We have to heal
I'm
first.
sorry, yeah.
And just like the healing of, let's say, skin, if you get a cut and it's healed, well, then there's dead skin, and you need to get rid of the dead skin, and then new skin grows. So it's a similar thing. Forgiveness required me to first accept what had been done to me and place the blame where the blame really belonged, because for many years I was blaming myself. So I had to first place the blame where the blame really belonged. And after doing that, through prayers, really, I did not do this. It really took God to help me to get there, to get to that point of healing where I no longer blamed myself. And even after placing the blame where blame to belong, then be able to forgive that person for not making the right decision. And understanding that forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for me. How forgiven is he? If he were to become ill right now and needed someone to bring him a meal,
and you're a minister now,
I would do it.
Yes. Right.
I would do it.
That's because the love in you is eternal, right?
Precisely. And it's the love of God. And one of the things that I also realized throughout this process of forgiveness is I came to a conclusion that I don't have the right to not forgive anyone, because God forgives me. And if anyone has the right to judge anyone, well, he does. And if he's not judging me for all of my sins, if he's not holding my sins against me, then who am I to hold anything
when we
against
get angry
anyone?
and get mad with we have to move on. It's more
Precisely.
too.
Exactly.
And thank you for answering the question. Thank you
for
for the spot.
asking.
Yeah, that's something important. Sure. So let's move on. When you're ready to move on, we'll go back to your background. So you studied, became minister.
Yes.
And let's go to your platform. You've got quite a bit. Let's do your three centrals.
So the top three is housing. That's number one. And not just housing for people who are at risk of losing their homes or don't have their homes, but also housing safety.
Lived experience, right?
Precisely.
Exactly.
And so for people who are not at risk of losing their homes due to financial issues, well, in this war there are people who are at risk of losing their homes due to flooding and other climatic conditions. So that's so the housing is my number one. The second thing is support for youth. We say this as though it is just a saying, but it is the truth, that children are our future.
I said the other day to everybody I talked to,
Yes.
we got to invest in food security. It's on your platform too.
Yes.
Just quickly fast, food security, childhood, youth mentoring. This is our future.
Yes, they are our future, and we need to provide them with opportunities. We need to provide them with a sense of belonging. We can't control the climate at home. If they have terrible parents, we can't do anything about that. However, outside of the home, we are able to provide them with different avenues that can help them to make better decisions. We can provide them with avenues that can help them to have a very strong sense of self without having the need to follow culture or to be formed or shaped by the other things that are happening around them. If they've got great parents at home, because sometimes they do, but then again outside of the home, there are things that are happening around them. Again, we have as a community the opportunity to give them different avenues. We have the opportunity to influence them. And I mean, young people are the easiest influenced. And I'm very concerned with the fact that the crime that is being committed today, a lot of it is by young people.
It is, yeah.
Criminals are getting younger. Drug use, substance abuse, and not to mention mental unwellness for young people. And as somebody who's been through mental illness, I know what it can do to you. And so I think some of these things can be remedied early enough if we can give our youth what they need and guide them properly. We can start to help to mend our
mentoring programs and all?
mentoring, and with the changes with OSAP, academics is going to be even greater struggle because parents are already finding it difficult just to keep a roof over their heads. So with this change with OSAP of the 15% of it being scholarship, it's even harder. However, there are other avenues that youths can get to where they need to. Plus this idea that we've embedded in the minds of all of our youths that you must take this specific path. You must go to college and complete this degree, or go to university and complete this degree. What about trades?
Yes.
What about youths who are struggling with academics, and they always have, and it is really just an issue that they have? Why can't we show them ways to identify what they love and take the thing that they love and turn it into a career? You love cars, all right?
A mechanic, right? Yeah.
What about becoming an auto mechanic? Well, we can't afford to send, all right, well then here's an opportunity, here's an idea. Guy up the road, he has a body shop and he's short of staff. He can't afford to pay anyone. So that is an opportunity for that small business owner to take on a youth, mentoring them and teaching them, taking them on as an apprentice. The youth is learning for free, and that small business owner is getting free help.
And they feel needed.
Precisely.
That feeling of being entitled to that, fixing that car. Who needs me?
Exactly.
Something so simple.
Something so simple, and gives them a sense of purpose and making them feel proud. Especially if you, and I've worked with youth for many years, when you give them something that's challenging and they resolve it, they feel like a million bucks. There's nothing I can't do. That's sort of the feeling they want.
Like their own inner competition.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, homelessness support for youth, and the third, and this is not necessarily for the ward, because there's a reason I have 9. There are 9 neighborhoods, each with their different priorities. So if I were to simply just take 3, I'd be leaving 6 out, which I won't do. But the top 3, just citywide, if I may look at it from that perspective. The third, then, for me, is support for small businesses. Yes. Especially post-COVID, so many small businesses have had to close. And it's very saddening. A lot of them have had to close because they can't afford rent. The rent is, in fact, I think that's the number one reason a lot of them have had to close. They can't afford the rent.
I just find that funny. Like, I know a lot of stores in Ukraine now they closed because they raised the rent. But when you drive by there 6 months later, it's still sitting empty. Wouldn't it be better just to lower the rent? Because somebody, at least you're getting some money coming in, right?
My thoughts exactly. My thoughts exactly.
And funny going on different interviews, like different words. I feel like I'm canvassing myself. I've been all over the city my whole life.
Yes.
But I find every time I go to like a coffee shop or a restaurant, I will promote them or like plug them and say, thanks for having us here. And see, like, listen to my videos. Like, hey, this is a new one, just existed. There's a coffee shop. It's right there all the time, Local stuff.
Just local. Get support for the local people.
I like you talking about your comment about community. I saw in your one video there about the Fairbanks Festival. There was the Fairbanks. I went there. That was my first spot. I never heard that. Fairbanks Festival.
Fairbanks
area.
Festival. Yes. And so to support the local businesses, to show that I'm standing on that pillar of my platform, I'm going to be hosting a bazaar on the 4th of September.
That's where it was.
Yes, right here at 1844 Weston, with no vendors fees.
Wow.
No vendors fees. We are doing our best to absorb the costs for any permits that we have to get, that sort of thing. And now someone might ask, so what's the catch? Well, there is no catch. There's just really a condition, which is that you have to be a constituent of 4 or 5, because this is to support 4 or 5 businesses. The number one business type that I really want for this bazaar are home-based businesses, because if you're a storefront, you're already visible.
Yeah.
But if you're home-based, well, nobody knows you're there, right? So I really want to bring them out. I really want to get them this opportunity just for one day, but it's more than just being visible and making some money from it. It's more than that. I am working with a local university right now. It's not been confirmed, so I won't mention their name just yet. But the idea is for them to supply us with some grads, some marketing grads. And what I want those marketing grads to do is to attend the event and just provide some free consultation for these businesses, especially the home-based ones.
Yes.
Because maybe you have a really great product, but terrible packaging.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Or maybe you've got a great product, great packaging, but your marketing skills are, well,
limited.
it's very limited. Maybe you're a jam maker and you don't know that jam is something you can sell online.
Yes.
There's an online market
yes,
for that,
yes.
right? So the whole idea is to not give the businesses a fish for that one day, but to teach them how to fish.
How many people sign up for the?
So far I've gotten about 25
Wow.
responses.
That's amazing.
The max capacity for that space, and it's sort of pushing it a little bit, is maybe about 30.
Okay.
So anybody who hasn't signed on yet, they need to sign on
It's
now.
good. It's in your platform, the bazaar.
Yes, it is there on my website, and I'm really hoping local people will turn out. I'm doing this on a Friday because we're right across from Weston Station, so the idea is to capture the attention of people
So
that are going home
we-
from work, coming off the UP, coming off.
And this is the first time this is doing? You're doing this?
It is the first time.
Wow.
It is
First,
the first
yeah,
time.
first your
Yes.
presence, right?
Yes, yes.
I mean, not just that community, like all you said you have 9.
Yes, there are
So,
9
And
neighborhoods,
we can do more.
one ward.
Right.
So I'm really hoping that it will be successful.
You gonna contact the media to get come down, check it out? You know. They should. I think they should. You're a new candidate. Why not?
Yes.
You're a new candidate. Celine promoting local businesses, especially home base, and
Yes,
that's news. You know?
absolutely. I agree.
We get tired of talking cat all the time. Or the monkey they had years ago. Sitting on the news like, come on, it's the top news, the bloody monkey. You know, I swear in front of the minister, sorry. I saw your talk today. I gotta watch about P's and Q's.
Right.
It's,
P's and
Q's is fish.
Sure, you got me.
So I'll just ask you two. I always watch my religious friends. There's 2 questions. One
Mhm.
question. No, I can ask you because we're dealing with it. Just briefly
Yes,
before we
yes,
move on.
yes, absolutely.
What's your 2 favorite parables?
My 2 favorite parables, they would be found in St. Matthew chapter 25.
Oh,
Yes.
you're gonna now you're gonna go and remember. I'm not gonna really remember that one. 25 is that the one with the woman?
So Matthew 25, which is really the foundation for my platform.
Oh.
Like it is informing me and it is shaping my leadership. Matthew 25 talks about stewardship. That's really what it boils down to.
Mhm.
And you've seen that word, it's like a buzzword for me,
Yes.
stewardship and accountability. So there's 3 parables in there. The first 2 is the 10 bridesmaids, the 5 were wise and the 5
Oh
were
yeah,
foolish.
the one. Yes.
The ones who didn't have enough oil.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And then the second one is about the master who went away and left his gold with his servants.
Oh, the 3.
That's right, for them to
The 10-fold,
invest.
5-fold, and the one.
And
to
the one,
ground.
exactly.
Yeah, I like
And the
that
one who
Yeah.
decided to hide it instead of investing
It's
in it.
because you didn't earn it, so I'm putting it away.
Well, I thought you were going to be mad. I thought, okay, we'll be more than mad now. So those are my 2 favorite.
And the
Because
third
they talk about, and the third one is about time. And that is where Christ talks about when he was hungry, you did not
I love that
feed
one.
me.
I counted. There's,
When I
I
was
think there's
naked,
6.
you didn't
Yeah,
clothe
when
me.
I was poor, you gave. When I was hungry, when I was thirsty, when I was ill, when I was in jail, or hospital.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
I love that one.
When I was
Yeah.
in prison, you
Yeah.
didn't visit me.
And what you
and-
did least to my brother, you did to me, right?
Precisely.
Yeah.
And I have it here. I've
Oh,
stated
stated
it.
right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, if I could read my
No,
quote.
go ahead. Sure.
Okay, I'm running for office because I love this place I call home. My faith calls me to honor the least of these, which comes from the parable,
Mm-hmm.
all who share it, people, plants, birds, and animals alike, with compassion and integrity. My goal is not to outshine anyone. I believe every person has a valuable gift to contribute. I simply want to offer mine because life is too short to withhold what we are called to give.
It's amazing.
And that really speaks, thank you, it speaks to Matthew 25. What are the three things in Matthew 25? Oil, gold, time.
Right.
And what are those three things? Those are resources. And the chapter is essentially telling us that we are stewards of those things. We're not meant to get those things and simply have them for ourselves. Yeah. We're supposed to watch over them.
Yeah.
And if we don't, if we are reckless with our resources, we're going to be accountable.
Or when a thief steals at your home and your basic materials, you can't say what you have there.
Precisely. Because
Yeah.
it's the treasure, right? Where your heart is.
I forgot about that. I just asked you a random parable. I usually ask about religion because there's minister I can ask.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm glad you mentioned that. That's amazing.
Yes, oil, gold, and time. So stewardship.
So
be
as
responsible.
counselor, you're basically the steward of the people.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that is the framework with which I am running this race. It is not about me. It is so not about me.
You know what your picture taken?
But it is really about doing what the word says. And we don't have to do it within a theological context in order to do it. I mean, when you think of Joseph, he was the prime minister in Egypt.
Yes. Oh, yes, that's right.
But was he
you go back to,
preaching the Torah?
you go back to Genesis?
Yes. Well, yes,
Okay,
exactly. He wasn't preaching the Torah. He wasn't doing any of that.
No, it was just.
But he was ruling
Yeah.
the way God wanted him to, which was with justice and with accountability and transparency.
Yeah.
And that's really what I'm bringing to this office. I am not here to legislate theology because it's not about that. That's what my ministry is for. But in this role, it's allowing my experiences that I shared with you and my faith to inform my leadership. So having been through what I've been through and believing what I believe, I can only lead from a place of compassion.
And if you don't answer people, you gotta answer God.
Precisely.
Exactly.
And I absolutely will have to.
We all do. Yes, we do.
And sometimes we feel that because we can hide from people, then it's all right.
No.
But whatever, there's another scripture that says, whatever is hidden in the darkness will be brought to light.
Yeah.
And that applies to both good and bad things.
You can't put a lampstand under a bushel of ash.
Precisely. So, my faith, when I say it's everywhere, I am not without it. My faith defines me, and it also informs me. And I'm glad because it compels me to do what is right. It compels me to do what is just, starting with myself. Because hypocrisy, well, that's something that God does not tolerate.
Was that a scholar? Hypocrisy? Oh, no, somebody that's Socrates.
Not Socrates.
No, but look at you. You're sitting here, everything you just talked about, but they did not know what you went through. I'm so grateful to share that with me and everybody watching this.
Yes.
And it's an inspiration. And your journey is continuing. Now we always say, we know we go on these spiritual journeys, and you come back and feel enlightened, and you go like, okay, I've done everything, and I'm religious or spiritual, and why does this happen to me? Well, your journey's not over. It doesn't mean you've gone to millennia, and it's still going on, right?
Exactly. And if you have it easy,
no, then you're not.
You might want to check again.
You're not getting it easy, right?
Exactly.
So let's back to your platform. So you talked about you have 9, right?
Yes, absolutely. So we talked about housing, youth opportunities, and also support for small businesses. So the others will include age-friendly urban planning. We have a lot of seniors.
Yes.
And being able to age in place is very crucial. I think there's nothing more frustrating for a senior than when they have to move, or if the place where they live can no longer accommodate them because they're getting older. So I think it's crucial for us to ensure that seniors have access to everything that they need while still living where they live. So, for instance, let's say you already live in an apartment, so accessibility in your unit is not an issue. But what about affordability? Because that's another thing. Your income has gone down. You need to be able to afford a home. Going to the supermarket and just accessing other things that you might be limited to because you're a senior. I've talked to a couple of seniors, especially on this corridor, and many of them have told me that they love this area because it's easy for them to get access to what they need. And in fact, one lady told me that she was living in the suburbs and moved back because supermarket, for example, was just very far away. She would have to have someone to drive her, or something like that. The one thing people have complained about is transit accessibility in terms of where the stops are. In that the stops are too far apart.
Yes.
One lady told me that she loves going to the library, but she wished that there was a stop right at the library. Or at least closer to.
I went the wrong way. I ended up taking the
And
number.
you had to go all the way down.
Well, the numbers went so fast, right? I'm sitting there going, okay, like where did 19 come from? And you saw me walking backward. She saw me walking across the street, trying to get there in time. I don't want to be late, but that's perfect. See, I'm a senior, perfect example. I gotta get there in time to get her. No, but that's you walk for accessibility. It is happening, right?
Absolutely.
And it is hard.
And along with that, there's also prioritizing care for seniors and treating them with dignity. I've been in some long-term care homes,
Terrible.
and it's broken my
My
heart.
my sister wanted to put my mom in a home back 30 years ago. I said, no. You come with me, you're not going anywhere. And I had mom for 22 years.
That's me and my mom. I've had my mom for 15 years.
Is mom still alive?
Yes, she's battled 4 cancers,
Wow.
still battling 2, which is why I took her to live with me, because the care is just far better in Toronto. Princess Margaret, God bless them.
Oh.
They
Wow.
they are wonderful.
My
I love
ex-fiancée
them.
works there. She's
Yes.
the radiation therapist. Her name's Yana. She's watching. But what's your mom's name?
Eileen.
They say Eileen?
Hi, Mom. I dare not call
Maybe-
her Eileen.
Oh no. Amazing daughter. Amazing daughter.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's so nice.
So yes, the prioritizing dignity and care, not just for seniors, but also for people who are disabled. That's crucial. A member of my team uses a power chair, and we were doing a walk from Lawrence to Eglinton to promote the bazaar.
We want to hold the power carriers.
And electric powered wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
No way I would have to push her.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up having to lift her and the chair.
Oh, because of the.
When we got a couple of blocks from here, the city has been doing construction that's supposed to be finished, but it's not that the construction hasn't finished, but there's no temporary ramp put in place.
Yes.
So we had to lift the chair down because it's about a 3-inch drop.
Mm-hmm.
And I then had to go in the road, so I had to stop traffic,
Really?
then go on the road, and then lift again. It was almost 300 pounds between her and the chair,
Oh my God.
and doing the same thing coming back. And she said something to me that did not occur to me at the time. She said, because I said to her, what if you were by yourself and I wasn't here to help lift you? And she said, what if it was nighttime?
Oh, yeah.
So she would have been going along
Yes.
and unaware of that drop,
Exactly. And no sign.
and the chair would have flipped right
no,
over.
like, we
There's
had to
no
take
sign,
Yeah,
there's
signs of speed bumps ahead or whatever.
Nothing.
Nothing here.
she would have fallen.
That's a fail on the part of the city implementing safety factors, infrastructure once again, right?
Absolutely.
So, set the whole, there's a lot of construction places that no, one of my friends, she passed away, her name's Isabel Yang, she ran from here. She's transgender, she's a tall lady, and she had a big homemade wheelchair. And I went with her to the city, just to with her what she went through, just things I don't even think about. You know the gates, you had to bear the gates for the construction, they had the bars on the sidewalk. She couldn't go on them because of her wheelchair. Some place we had to go to a community meeting at more neighbors. There's a big gap, this much gap to get to the next inside.
Yes.
She had to get out. It took 6 of us to lift her chair. 6 of them. Just for a little tiny gap. That's how bad it was.
Where's the independence if somebody has to be lifting? I mean, it defeats the whole purpose
It is.
of you having a power chair so you can get around.
Exactly, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a horrible experience, and I even started thinking about seniors who are using a walker.
Well, my mom, yeah. Well, yeah. My mom was
How would somebody with
Well, I live in Burbs, like for my mom, before she could go to Washington by herself, but I got a point where I had to go with her. You know, it sounds like I couldn't go to Walmart with her, she had to go by herself. But I'd go shopping, I'd go with her, the mall, so the malls like Scarborough there has one of the best malls for, they have 4 family washrooms.
Mhm.
But like Fairview Mall, you go on the main level, the second floor, which is Shepherd level, you go in the middle, you walk in there, there's a walk there, the elevator is one way, the other is the other way, in the middle of the stairs. And the washrooms are downstairs, but
how is that supposed to work?
they're not properly planned, they don't think it's seniors back then.
And a lot of the plazas along here, I had to go into the businesses without her
Really.
because there's no ramp. There's
What about
no-
the buttons? That's my biggest thing is buttons. I always go Plaza.
Which
Which one has accessible buttons? Which one has accessible buttons and all, you know? I know, but these are seniors. They grew up our Toronto community.
And
This is how we gotta treat them better.
This is the city. We are not behind time. So urban planning should not be. That same day there was a Zoom boom. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yes.
So there was a Zoom boom on the sidewalk again. No temporary ramp while they're doing their work.
See?
So I had to call to the foreman, who was very kind, and they had to then move the Zoom boom. So we had to wait for them to move it and lift up the electric wiring.
Oh, wow.
And then we passed. And then coming back,
Yeah. And then
we had to
same
do it
thing-
again.
And the rest about it? Yeah, that's good.
So-
Well, they're just doing what they're told to do and all that.
Yes, but definitely if you're gonna have something like that, it's just simple to have a temporary
Something
ramp.
so,
Just a
yeah.
temporary ramp and you close off one side of the street.
Yeah.
But thankfully, the staff that was working, they were very, very kind.
Construction staff?
Yes,
They all do that, yeah, they're pretty good.
yeah.
They actually go to the I've got quite a few construction friends that told me the stories that are like that. They'll go down 120 for some poor senior with a walker, she can't get it. They'll go all the way down.
Yes,
Seven of them.
carry on.
Lift it up, yeah. They'll say, give us a call when you come back, just give a little wave. And they come down again at the end of the day.
Yeah,
So yeah, construction guys in the city are amazing.
They
You know,
are. I don't think I've ever met one who wasn't nice.
No,
Not
they're
saying
not.
that
They're kind of like our,
they're
they're
cool
our
guys.
guardian guys of the, guys and girls, sorry, guardian of the city. They're the
Yes.
ones that implement they do the job without smiling faces during COVID and all.
I appreciate it.
I do, really. I got all the guys, yeah. So it's going to continue your platform?
What have I covered? So there's the housing, youth, small business, seniors, and fifth thing is subsidized markets and city-run grocery stores.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about that.
I really do believe in that idea. How feasible and pragmatic it is, I guess I'll find out when I'm in office.
Well, they have I come on the NAF with my bike. All these local grocery stores, like everywhere, you see little venues of vegetables and fruits and
Yes.
little market. It's been there for many, many years.
And
And like you said, back to seniors, when they have accessibility, they don't have to go to the
Precisely.
supermarket.
We
Right.
need more of that,
Yeah.
and healthy food too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't see any point in having a city-run grocery store if you're getting food bank items
Exactly.
there.
Yeah.
And I'm not disrespecting
No,
food
no.
banks. I've had to use food banks, so God bless them.
Yes.
But just saying that if we're going to do something, let's just do it with a spirit of excellence.
Mhm.
Let's do it well.
Yeah.
And given all of the land that we have here and the space, I shouldn't even say land, I should say space, there are ways to create some greenhouse spaces
Yes.
so that way we can have certain vegetables throughout the year. Across the city, I've been noticing a lot of rooftop gardens.
Yes.
And I love that idea. TCHC is right beside me here,
Mhm.
and they have a community garden. I was talking to one of the seniors, and she told me that there were 16 plants. Each of them got a chance to choose 16 plants. She chose a color, smart woman. And she told me that it saves them on groceries, that they're able to grow their little patch, and they share.
Yeah.
So one person isn't going to take everything for themselves, but she told me that they grow things like lettuce and tomatoes and those things, they're basic, but it's the basic stuff we need.
I mean, I think it's funny. I look at the little shows, Waltons and what else, Ferry.
Yes, yes.
No refrigeration, no none of this, but they had preserves,
Mhm.
they had cold rooms, they had meat, you know what I mean? It was done in the past, we do it now, right? Like when
Yeah, nothing's
I in
changed.
Montreal, they had a thing, had an open market in neighborhoods. It's you're able to sell food, stuff, grow vegetables, and you have your front of your lawn, you put a sign up to sell it. Somebody grabs a brown bag, they go shopping. It's all on the
Yes.
internet, and it also can cater with restaurants.
Mhm.
So the restaurant needs certain foods. I need cucumber. Press a button.
I love that idea.
And the money goes back. Some money goes back to the community.
Mhm.
then
And it's healthier.
And then have the free. It is. I recently when I was posted with Alan Forces was one of the postings. I used to go shopping, get my groceries, and they say brown bag, I bring my own bag. And not only fruit and vegetables, you get homemade stuff like scarves, materials, anything you're selling. Like you can have
Yes.
your bazaar.
Yes,
You take that
exactly.
bazaar, you put it on people's lawns. I mean, they have these bylaws now, which I think are ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know about that, right?
Yes.
You know, because of the safety standards, you know, you can
Mhm.
sell anything like that. But that's all. Everything can be a safety hazard, you know. I could bring you a homemade pie right now and say,
That would be a safety hazard.
we had on pie it, please, come on. Oh my God. You just had on It's good pie, my mom loved it. I live with the safety thing. You're gonna tell me I have this brand new, I got a bad pie. That's a good pie. That's what it is. But just stuff like that. Okay, your market.
Precisely.
Are you gonna videotape your event for the market?
Yes,
Good.
it
I
is
hope
going to
you
be videotaped. I want to have it all over social media,
Yeah.
and I'm fine with other people copying it.
Yeah, that's
because
great. I
That's
hope
the
you-
whole
I hope you
idea.
do.
I hope to inspire
Yeah.
others, and in fact, if it is as successful as I hope it will be, I'm going to do it again
I think you should.
and again
And again,
and
and
again.
you know what? Put it on the net and now see like right now this election's very important. A lot of
Yes.
these wards, a lot of rents are just fed up with the incumbent. Their name recognition, as you know. Some people put the names back in
Yes.
running it because they don't know what else to do with their lives. I mean, you gotta like, hey, you moved on from one condition to another. You keep moving on. You gotta keep moving on. You can't keep
You
stepping
have
back.
to keep moving. You have to
You
keep
know?
moving forward. I mean, amid everything that despite everything I've been through, and even amid everything I was going through, I'm still studying, still pushing
Self-taught,
forward.
right? Self-teaching.
My mother, she looks at me and sometimes she says, "I don't know how you did it." And my friends who know me, they've
Oh,
asked
after you
me,
talked to them about it,
How
yeah,
did
after
you do it?
Yeah, yeah, no.
because they look at the fact that yes, I was a single mother, it's challenging enough to raise a child by myself, but having come through the hell that I come through, and then still struggling financially and managing to study full time while working 3 jobs, and then taking on caregiving for my mother, and for the last 15 years, as I mentioned, I've been my mom's primary caregiver.
Feels good, eh?
It feels
Yeah. I
wonderful.
love taking my mom. I miss, my mom passed away February, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I miss, had her, she died in
Sorry to hear
Thank
that.
you, yeah, but I just feel consider your mom. I
It's
love taking
wonderful
care of
to be
her.
able to take care of your
And
parents.
she
you
said,
know?
my mom always said to me, I don't want to do that, Miss. I thank you every day. I said, Mom, don't thank you. Never thank you.
My mom, yeah, sometimes she gets a bit worried that
Yeah.
she might be burdening me. I said,
And you never
was
worry.
I burdened to you
Exactly,
when I was a
exactly,
baby?
yeah.
Because she raised 3 of us by herself.
Yes.
And but it's been quite a ride.
Mhm.
It's been quite a ride to study full time and at sometimes working 4 jobs and be in
So
ministry
we do it, right?
and raising my child. And
Why do we do it? It's because of love.
because of love
Love.
and because of a sense of purpose.
Loving to do what you can for your kids, your mom, and all that, right?
And wanting to be there for others because
Exactly.
at no time did I ever decide I'm not going to pay attention to others who need me right now.
Yes.
I just need to pay attention to my child,
Yeah.
to my mother. I couldn't.
Yeah.
There were days when I wish I could.
You
I'm gonna be
do.
honest.
We do. We
When
have this,
I
yeah,
wanted
we
to
do,
just
I know.
not go
Yeah.
to that group section,
that.
just not. But I can't. And plus there are other people who are there for us when they don't have to.
No.
So but it's
We don't get enough recognition for single parents. I did this thing in the last 2 years. I mean, like, it's May 25th, I picked. I did it 3 years ago. It's called Single Parents Day.
We should make that a national thing.
I did. I do it officially. We have Mother's Day. We have people say, well, it's not Mother's Day, but you know what? Single parents is being a double parent. Yeah, Mother's Day. Yeah, Father's Day. So you can basically say you're being the father, you're a son. You're having Father's Day as a father figure, right?
And plus, Mother's Day and Father's Day are not necessarily celebratory days for some people.
No, they're not.
And because of that, when Mother's Day comes around, I make sure I'm cognizant of that. Because some people have lost their mothers.
Exactly, yeah.
Some people never had mothers. Likewise with fathers. So Father's Day and Mother's Day carries mixed together.
Yeah, so Single Parents Day.
Single Parents Day.
I love
that's something
I just started,
I
2 years
love
ago.
that.
I did it 3 years ago. Oh my gosh, the response I got. People said, thanks for singling me out. Thanks for recognizing it. Because like you said, 3 jobs. I know a lot of mothers like been through abuse, kicked out of the husband, school jobs. Now they after 3 jobs, then it's all the school and the kids. Now they're CEO of the company.
Precisely.
And I know you.
Keep on achieving and
Exactly.
and showing them that it doesn't stop here. And
Let's push the national holiday. We should do it. We got a pancake day. We got a grandma day. Come on.
I mean, if the groundhog can have a day.
I know, we got your toothpick fell out of your mouth that day. I'm not saying it's silly, but just more,
Right.
more recognized, right? As a single parent
Absolutely.
day, right?
Which, brings
I just want to say thank you for being a great single parent. You're amazing.
and it gives the children an opportunity to really stand back and think about how fortunate they are.
Yes.
That they have a parent
Mhm.
who's chosen to keep them,
That's right.
to raise them, to love them, to push through with them.
Mhm.
And I think it only makes sense
Right.
to have that. I think it would be great for us to have, yes, Single Parents Day and National Teachers Day.
National Teachers Day. We don't have it?
Not that I know of.
No, we have a teachers.
If there is, I've never seen it on the calendar.
And like I said, teachers is another thing they don't get enough. Seriously, they don't get enough money for what they do.
I agree.
That cuts and all the stuff they went with the COVID. I'm like, really?
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely. And these things, we mentioned them, it's still a part of my platform in the sense that, because the eighth thing on my platform is fostering a sense of belonging
Yes.
and community. That
We
is
need to
something
belong. We all belong.
we need to find a way to build together, to be together, not build together to be in our own separate spaces. And I'm not saying that we have to be in each other's spaces either, but there are ways that we can appreciate our differences. And I'm glad that we're all different. I'm glad that we are, because if we were all the same, how dull and boring would that be? Imagine going to a buffet and all they had was white rice.
It's true, right? White rice again? So the next question, white rice again? I mean, the 10 restaurant. She went here, was they all serve one dish?
Exactly.
We were like,
It's pointless,
Yeah.
But I would love for us to capitalize on what makes us different. Learning about each other. Yes, you might still have, your cultural niches, and that's fine. But I miss that sense of community, and that is what I grew up with. And this is why I appreciate growing up in the West Indies versus growing up here. And because growing up in the West Indies, that saying, it takes a village to raise a child. That same village, when that child becomes a senior, takes care of that senior. And it is something that I've come to appreciate so much, because you have people looking out for you. You might be an only child, but you don't even know, because everyone is like an extended relative or something like
Yes.
that. And the sense of community, it speaks to the first pillar that I mentioned, homelessness. I was speaking to a class one day, and I talked about my background in the West Indies and social structures. I said this to them. I grew up in a country partially grew up in a country where we have 1/60 of the resources that Toronto has. Maybe that much. But we don't have any homeless people.
Why is that? Is that funny?
We have a lot of stray dogs,
Yeah. Okay.
but we have no homeless people. And we're poor.
Yeah.
Yet, in Toronto, I've never seen a single stray dog,
Yeah.
but I see a lot of homeless people.
That's funny.
And I've asked someone, please explain to me, why is that? Dogs are expensive, mind you. I love
Yeah.
them. I love dogs very
Well,
much.
dogs are cheap.
Dogs are expensive.
Yeah.
And they never get to a point where they become independent.
No.
A dog can never
Cats
work.
can do their own
A
thing.
dog can never pay taxes.
No, yeah.
And again, this isn't a thing against dogs.
No,
but I'm
saying
trying
the
to
comparison being
figure out the rationale.
Yeah.
Why would you ensure that dogs have homes but not people? I don't understand that.
Yeah. Well, somebody I said dinner with one of the candidates, Kristen, another gentleman, and they were talking about when I went to the Union, they have a dog park, they have like a fence for the dog.
Yes.
It's humongous. And they spent like 500,000 to build this. I was like, why did it take so much to put some fence and wood and patio chair?
100,000?
Can you imagine that for? Yeah. That's $500,000 just on that alone. I mean, that somebody could do something else, right? Homelessness.
Yeah, precisely.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, look at the project that Canada did a few years back when they, I'm going to say imported, not adopted. Well, they adopted them, but they brought in 120 dogs from Jamaica. Stray dogs.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you remember that.
Yes. They all got homes then?
Yes. I didn't understand. And again, the only reason I had an issue with it is because there are people that need help. There are people here that need help. So how is it that we are able to extend help to dogs
Yeah.
and dogs outside of the country,
Yeah. And we're bringing
but
Canada.
not to people who aren't here? How is it that we're able to send money to other countries, but
Yeah.
we?
That's another thing too.
I'm not against
No.
helping
Well, you know,
others.
say
Not against it,
charity starts at home.
right? Precisely. How are you going to feed your neighbor's children and leave yours to starve to death? It's something I don't understand. Maybe there is a rationale,
But
and
now
I
they
don't know.
Now they got so many dogs, they have a dog waiting list now. I'm just being, it's just the way it is, the way the mentality is, right?
It's
just-
and it needs to change.
It does.
And this is where I spoke to I was talking to a constituent yesterday, and I said to him, I said, I believe that one of the contributing factors to homelessness is a lack of compassion. Because you cannot be a compassionate leader and not try to find ways to house people who have nowhere to go. It's not like this is a tropical country. We have some harsh winters.
The last one.
Last winter was terrible. We've had people who died because of exposure. When you're homeless, you are so vulnerable. You know, crimes are committed against you, and then what, right? And changing the term, this new terminology that's being used now, sort of saying homeless, the politically correct term is unhoused. I am not saying unhoused. I am not saying it, and I don't care who gets offended.
Yeah,
The term is
cleaner.
homeless.
Yes.
Because by softening the terminology, you are not softening the hard places that these people have to lay their heads. You're not softening
Well, they
their
talk about,
landing.
we're going to do build more housing, more buildings will have certain for on your local income housing. But like I said in your platform,
Yes.
infrastructure, we have so many, I talked many times,
Yes.
many empty buildings right now. Like right now, I thought like a visit building down the road. Well, the Metro Convention Center. Back in the 80s when I was in the reserves, it's never announced.
Yes.
There's no photo ops, nothing. They opened the Metro Center down on Front Street for the homeless. There was a weekend where you're homeless, you come down and get a free meal. And volunteer nurses, social workers, doctors, And we are forced to supply all the food, right, everything, all the stuff, and then we talk to so many people there, they're so grateful. It's like, well, Christoph, you know, the homeless guy or the homeless guy, no, there's somebody even worse off me, let them go first. The mentality, right?
Yeah.
You know? And yet we fight over corn in the grocery store.
We fight over space in the line.
Exactly, you know. But
And
that
it
was
just
but that
shows
was
the
just
direction.
and that facility right there is
Yeah.
unused for many.
Just sitting there.
They have their functions, but not 24 hours. But that purpose right there.
It's
You know?
there. Why aren't we utilizing the resources that we have? Again, back to stewardship.
Exactly.
Stewardship. We have the resources. How difficult is it to build homes?
So as you said back earlier in our conversation, well, unless you live the experience, you're not going to relate. This is the problem. These companies sitting there for so long. I'm sure they can. I make an announcement. I'm going to have 60. Well, they had that. The seniors. I mean, dealt with 690 years for the seniors. But what about the other 240 that are sitting there, you know, on the streets?
What's the plan
That's all
for
affordable.
them?
Why don't you put people in places that are there? It doesn't matter. They don't care. I mean, if we can do the military,
Even if it's temporary.
if they can build temporary shelters and plumbing systems that draw volunteers, and we have a lot of retired volunteers, and they said, you know, if we had a unit to go around putting a building in place and then they expect it, we got to do it. Why have to wait for the new building? What? It's going to take 5-6 years.
It's going to take a while.
Exactly.
And I mean, look, when Canada was helping out a certain country and took in, what's it, 80-something thousand? I can't remember
Yes.
how many. Are any of them on the street?
No, exactly. Yeah.
So if we were able to come up with something immediately
Yes.
for people from another country,
That's right.
why
And can we do it
can't
here?
we come up with something for our people here? Why? I look in Ontario and there's so much land. Again, maybe I might sound ignorant to some people because there's more to it than what meets my eye, but I can only speak from what I see and from what I know. And I'm questioning, I'm not accusing, I'm questioning why. Why is it so difficult? Why is it so challenging? Why is it so hard for us to simply build buildings and put people in them? And Toronto doesn't have to bear all of the weight. We don't have to try to squeeze everybody into
The
Toronto.
amongst condos have like a little bit of percentage of low-income
The
housing.
province is, it's massive, it's huge. There's lots of other
That's going to take
places.
a couple of years to build a house, building a building like that, right?
Precisely.
Look at the amount of my square area. They have a lot of these low buildings that are 5 floor.
Yes.
Even there for years, there's a playground, there's schools there. Now they want to tear all this up to the condo or put a new store there. That's the thing, right?
We need to house people, and in order for us to move quickly enough, we need to regain that sense of
I
compassion.
think we become too greedy with the city, with the developers that coming in, they want to make their money and they want to get the land, but they're shutting people down. You know?
I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's not helping the homeless people.
No.
And that sense of community, that sense of belonging, that I'm really hoping to bring to this ward, I think it will help with other areas. For example, the youth that need that mentorship. Everything ties into in one into the other, you know. Seniors who might not have anyone at all. If there's that
platform,
precisely. So if there's that sense of belonging and community, and you learn to help each other. You know that your neighbor is an 85-year-old woman. She has no children, no family, no one. You're going to the market. She can't make it. What's to stop you from knocking on her door and asking her, you wanna go to the market with me? Oh, I can't make it. That's fine. Well, I'm gonna get you some lettuce. Tell me what you need me to get. And just that one gesture, just by asking, it does so much and gives them a sense of hope, a sense of belonging, which it comes back to. And that sense of belonging, it really extends to everyone, especially people who we take off of the streets. Great, we give people a home, but we need to restore their sense of purpose, give them a sense of direction, help to restore their, not just the hope in themselves and faith in themselves, and a sense of purpose. So you're not just getting a place to sleep so you can continue doing whatever you were doing on the street, so you can get your life back. What do we need to do to get your life
Well,
back?
making people need to contribute back to society.
Which
Either
they will.
Programs or like Denmark. Denmark, don't quote me on the problem.
Yeah.
Country. They reduced their homelessness to less than 5%.
Beautiful.
They got rid of shelters. They had fixed homes, fixed buildings. They had put in
And
units.
programs to help.
Exactly.
The
Just like with
get
the
back.
Metro Center. I told people this back in the day.
Yes.
Where was the photo op? What do you mean? It wasn't a photo op thing. It was a thing about helping people out in the community.
I hate
Just the
photo
weakest.
ops.
I know. But that's the old story of this whole all the elections.
Yes.
Now with you candidates, I was told to be now.
Mhm.
You've got the incumbents members. Well, you see right now, they want to put his name back into running again for the council. The whole recognition is back again, and people, and two were drawing the names from that board to support him. And I just got one today, one of my Noel, and he had a great campaign. He did this for so many months, and then I know he's your friend, but still, you can't keep relying on the old. It's got to go on.
Things need
They
to
keep
change.
coming back, and it has
Needs to change.
and they're not living the lived experiences. A lot of these people, like, I'm not being prejudiced, but, have they gone through what you've gone through, or what I've gone through, like everybody else? Domestic abuse, poverty, missing meals. I saw my friend Franklin, he's a man from Jamaica. He's in my pod. I did my interview. He's a black man with a wheelchair. He's got a bad sense of humor. You won't get any of the jokes on the internet. He'll get mad. He's all handicap joke. But he points out all the things. He's a smart guy. And he says he misses meals because his budget only covers so much, and he can't go to medical appointments. So I saw him the other day. I hadn't seen him in a month. And I said, you okay? You want coffee? He said at the table with McDonald's. Yeah, I'm free coffee. And he's hilarious. I go, are you sure, man? I gotta go get some food. Well, if you insist. I said, okay, well, you insist with money. I bug him, right? So give me the money.
Yes.
I don't mind, Frank, and I know it's like. I've been there. What do you want? Tell me what you want. He said, I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. I said, I know, man. I know what it's like. You know what? You always give me ideas about, we're starting a new thing called ACAN.
Okay.
Accessibility Community Action Network. We're starting that.
Okay. And what's the?
It's going to be more social. Like for example, we're having cars where people go check us when you go to stores, grocery stores. What plaza has buttons, right? Just for example.
Oh.
And also, he talked about the bike has the web, the apps. Have an app for plugins for wheelchairs. So like say Franklin's over here and needs a plug-in. Seleen's office got a plug-in to this outlet because not every outlet's the same. It's on your web. So you just focus, like a Google, go to this, there's a plug-in, and you have a sign there. Free plugins or whatever, Just something
That's awesome.
just an example like that. He thought of that. We thought that's a great idea. We're working on the logo. I said, look, we have a logo with the head guys and the plug on the wall. He's not gonna look good. I said, look, it's catchy, right? But he listened to me, I didn't realize. He said, not one person that sits on the wheelchair's board has a handicap. Back to lived experiences. How can you make decisions for people with wheelchairs?
Is it accessible?
Yeah. Now they don't live. Well, look at the libraries. Remember the library? They put those bars outside for people who can't steal books.
Yes.
They did it years ago. So they put that. Then we have a lady comes with her bed wheelchair. It's a bed, and that's her way of getting around. We have to move. It's like we were kind of like air traffic control. Well, Eileen, you got to go left. You got to go right. Okay, back in. You probably get it. I only had options. Like the plan is, listen, you have to take into account that not every wheelchair is the same. They never consulted. You know what they did? They read the whole thing. It cost them more. A couple million more. They finally got it
at the beginning.
if they had consulted me with different wheelchairs, and I said I can't even have to tell it. It's a wheelchair bed. I never heard of that. Well, there you go.
No, it's
and she's regular. She comes every day, almost every day to the library.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, just an example. Yeah, live experiences. How can you ascertain what's needed for the community if you don't live in that community?
Precisely, and I mean nobody's asking you to have lived all of these things.
No.
But at least
some.
talk to the people.
Well, you and me value how far you put $10 in City Hall, where they can value it, put $1 million down in the pocket. Just like when I look at the waste, I go, really, $40 million consultation, $15 million for a hotel and code which you haven't even used.
Yeah, you see numbers that make sense.
And this is back to your platform. We're talking about this, about the wastage in your platform.
Just utilizing resources properly. But what you were saying a while ago with the transit and the accessibility, if I was walking down the street with my friend in her power chair,
You would
occurred to me
You never thought about it, right?
that
Yeah.
there's,
Well, you don't think.
because the drop for me, it's not much.
Yeah.
So
It's just
I
like a
would
step,
think, oh
right?
yeah, somebody with a
Yeah.
wheelchair, yeah, they
Yeah.
because it's
It's like a
not even
yeah.
3 inches, it's about 2 inches.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't have occurred to me that 2 inches is problematic,
Yeah.
not until I saw it.
And you thought yourself.
And this is why I believe that when it comes to leadership, you need to be among the people.
Mhm.
I admire the Jamaican Prime Minister, Andrew Holness.
Mhm.
Love him. I don't know how he finds the time to do it, but he is constantly among the residents. He goes where they are, whether it's flood, hurricane, it doesn't have to be a disaster either. He'll just show up.
Mhm.
Somebody, for instance, they lost their mother, and he went to the wake. They didn't know that he was gonna come.
See?
He just showed up at the wake. I love that. I love leadership that is not above,
Yeah.
but leadership that is amongst.
And it's you, like all these.
That's what I love.
You, all these cans of pocket, being there for everything, right?
Precisely. If I hear on the news that a pedestrian got killed in an accident, I want to find out who's the family for that pedestrian.
Mhm.
And I want to go to their homes and I want to sit with them. I don't want any camera with me because this is not to tell the world, oh, look at me. No. I want to go to their homes. If they will let me in and just sit with them.
Mhm.
That's it.
Well,
Just to sit and
I
grieve.
covered the last two by-elections. I covered by-election Ward 25, my
Mhm.
pod show. So my mom was with the time back then, last
Yes.
year and a half ago. So she met all the 20 candidates that had their booths set up. She met.
Mhm.
So when my mom passed away, I did an open letter to people that ran the council, for council, and everything else. But, she met some of them. So out of all of them, one answered. He felt shocked. He's running in for. He won the seat. He wanted to run to keep the seat. And he came to my mom. His team said, "Well, okay, you can't come to the funeral. Come to visitation." He came Thursday night at the funeral parlor. He came for 10 minutes. He knelt down. He's just his own person. My mom was there.
Yeah.
And I just was so grateful. I said, you took the
That's
time.
wonderful.
I said, my mom only met you twice. He said, your mom was such a lovely lady. She told me, I want you to win. I loved what you're doing, what you like, my personality. This is what telling me, right?
Yes.
So I still had to hear respect. What you just said.
I love that.
And I said, and he said, I can't say any longer, I gotta go. But I said, buddy, I'm just so grateful you came. My mom loved you. She'd be happy right now. Just
Yes,
saying,
yes.
That's just one person. And I know people make fun of other candidates and other things that other people have done, but
Mhm.
I mean, he's had a history of running elections, but they have that kind of compassion.
Yes.
Others have been there longer and didn't respond at all. His team, I sent the email and within not even 2 hours, I got a response from the team. Ethan will be there, he won't be at the funeral, but he waits for the presentation. Just to give us some
I
time.
love that
And that's
because it makes you
So I think of that when I'm just thinking of you.
Like
Like you do this whole thing. What day is it?
It's Friday, September the 4th.
Okay, remind me again, I want to come down.
Yes,
I'll
absolutely.
run my video, and you video too,
Yes, absolutely.
and I want to see it going on.
And I love looking out for the little people, the people that nobody sees.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the people.
Like
I
the
look
construction
for.
workers, we never think about
I
it.
look for them.
Yeah, these
you
are
know.
good.
And it just gives, I can't explain it. It makes me feel like my life is worth living. I'm doing something sensible
When you
with
think
my
of little
life.
people, I was coming on a bus for an interview in Regent Park.
Yes.
I took the bus from the station from the south.
Mhm.
And I wasn't sure where the community center was because it occurred on Dundas. So this homeless guy, who was obviously homeless, he got on the bus, so he sat across from me. And he goes, where you looking for? Where you looking, man? I go, I'm not for the address. I think it's 2 something. He goes, I think it's over there. Just ask the bus driver. I said, I know. He's still pulls up. I know. I think it's over there.
Yeah.
Because he's in the area, right? So I got off the bus, and I said, you're right, right there. I got off the bus went by, he waves me like, I said, you know what? Thank you.
You helped him.
He helped me to find the Regent Park there.
Yes.
She's not doing kung fu, she just loves flies.
Sorry, I can't stand bugs.
She has kung fu crazes.
And I can't pretend that they're not there.
I know.
But I want to share this.
But that's that example, just like that. Like, he's the homeless guy, never met him in my life, but he's willing to help me find something. Because he's
They're
just
more compassionate
Oh
than
my
some
God,
of us.
they know. It's
They're
so-
more, and you never know how, when helping someone, what it might lead to.
exactly.
A couple of years ago, I live downtown, so I see homeless people all the time. but it's not normalized for me. So I hope I didn't say that to make it sound like it's normal, but just to say that I've interacted with them. This particular interaction was very different. This young lady, I noticed that her nails were nicely done, and so I was, scanning her, and I said, okay, she's either brand new to the streets or something else, but she hasn't been here for long. Her nails are too clean for her to be living on the streets, but she seemed a bit out of it, and she said, "Hi, miss, could you buy me something to eat?" She was sitting on the ground. This is by Front Street. And I said, "Sure, I could buy you something to eat. You want to come with me? Don't ask me for money. I will not give you my money, but I will buy you food." So I walked her to a nearby Subway, and I'm trying to talk to her. She's making sense, and she's not making sense. And finally, I could get something out of her. And she said, "Can you call my mom for me?" I said, "What's your mom's number?" And she tried about 4 different times, and I was willing to try a number. And the 4th time, I called and someone answered, and I said, "What's your mom's name?" And she told me. And I said, "Do you know?" And I said the girl's name, and the lady started bawling. She said, "Oh my God, that's my daughter. She's been missing for 2.5 months. She met a guy on the internet and met him at the bus station, and she told me that her daughter, she's not well, and that's how that man was able to leave with her from Peterborough.
Oh my God.
And that Peterborough police had been looking for her for the last 2.5 months. She said, "Where did you find her?" I said, "I'm in Toronto." She said, "Oh my God." And only to find that the man had held her against her will, but that day he forgot to lock the door, and she was able to come out, but she didn't know where to go, and she was a little bit dosed up on some drugs. So I was able to call 911, and ambulance came, and they took her, and I heard back from the mom sometime after that her daughter was home safe. And you never know.
God puts you in the right place, right time, right?
You never know.
And you did 4 times you tried the phone number, right?
4 times I tried the number.
Just funny how life is, eh? Just like that.
They never knew you're.
I don't think that the stranger will help. The stranger becomes a friend, friend becomes a family. Always.
Absolutely.
Blood is is not measured by blood, but the love within each of us. Amen. Are you the amen of me? Amen used to be the over to that. Just before you, I know.
No, I'm not amen.
No, I think we got most of it. We did all your background.
The only one that is left, and again, this impacts everyone, and it is environmental stewardship.
Let's do that.
That is the one. Environmental protection, including park and ravine maintenance.
The amount of condos going up, you were saying earlier, right?
Precisely. And in this ward, there's a lot of flooding issues.
Yes. Let's talk about
And
that. I saw your pictures.
Smythe Park. So the city has made an announcement very recently, and I read this off of the Smythe Park group, that they are going ahead with some plans. It's very detailed, so I won't get into it. But essentially, the plan that they are going with, it goes against the very advice that the people in the community have given to them.
Yes.
The people in the community have taken the time to point out to them what will work. This is how this can be mitigated. Here are some solutions. Rather than looking at that, they've gone ahead and they're doing their own thing, which is going to make matters worse.
Yes.
So the Smythe Park community right now, they are up in arms because the city has announced this is what we're doing, and we're just gonna. They totally just ignored everything that the people had to say. They just disregarded them.
This is not the first time. This has happened all the time.
And I'm sad to hear that.
It is.
I don't know why that happened. But one thing residents can be sure of is I'm not trying to get elected so I can tell you what to do. I am running for office, and I want to be elected because I want to listen. I am here to listen first, and we are going to talk.
Yeah.
But this is not a dictatorship. And in the end, I mean, if you allow the people to make the decision,
Well,
things go sideways.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, but they know the community with the flooding and all, right?
No,
Because
yes.
this building there, it's not gonna make it any better.
It's going to make it worse.
And they know, right?
And there's sewage being released into
And they bring the, I got into these city consultations in communities about the infrastructure that's building in rural area, and they say, well, we got an apple, we gotta do this anyway. It's like the deputation.
Why are you still doing it?
Why are you having deputation then? Why you not have public consultation? You've really made it go on. This is talked about many times. That's my biggest peeve is why you want the public to have a deputation not doing nothing? You already made it go on. Like
And I
you
mean,
said.
the people of Smythe Park, they've gone through a whole lot of work
Yeah,
to lay out
exactly.
precisely what can or should be
Yeah.
done.
They've done their homework. They're diligent.
They're not
And to
simply
be-
saying, we don't want this. No. They've given the alternatives. This
they accept
is the
it.
better
Yeah.
choice. This
Yeah.
is the better
For
option.
everybody.
And this is how you can carry it out.
Yeah.
That's admirable. But to have all of that effort
No, it
just
shouldn't go to
get
waste.
tossed back.
There has to be something else to do. It can't just be, look, the ravine down the Glenster Ravine,
Mhm.
they are part of that group too. They're gonna put a condo there, a building. First thing it's gonna be low level, and that's what they raise it, as close to this conservation area, right? So they actually said, we accept, they wanna make a buck, but can you please move it further away?
Someplace else.
But the city already was mine, or the LRT, we're gonna do this.
What about
all
all of these
consultations,
other
all this
dilapidated buildings that are
Right.
sitting there?
Yeah.
Why don't you
Why do
tear
you
those
wait,
down and
why do
build
you
them?
wait, you're not gonna listen to us?
Keep running.
You know?
It
Well,
doesn't
you heard
make
us,
sense.
you heard us when we want our vote, right? And you return your phone calls, but now you don't anymore. That's another thing. You're talking about your platform. Accessibility and communications, big thing, right?
Precisely. Listen to the people. Listen to them. And how can you have a sense of community and belonging if you're not being listened to?
Exactly.
That's like having children and saying you're a good father
Yeah.
and you do everything for your children.
Yeah, but you're
You
not-
buy them everything, but
Yes.
you don't listen to a word.
You're
that
not
they
doing
say.
emotional support.
They're having trouble at
Somebody's
school.
in my family.
But you're not listening.
They know. They've had, you can give your son material things, education, all that stuff, but you don't
Your
have that.
kid needs this.
That's right.
Needs your ears.
Exactly.
If you're not a father
And
who
the emotional
listens,
support right there.
and what kind of needs are you
And the
meeting?
encouragement, give them encouragement.
Exactly.
Your son, right?
You're only meeting material needs if you're not listening. And I believe that the people in this community, it's more than structural needs. It goes beyond that.
Exactly.
They need to know that they belong. They need to know that they matter, no matter who they are. It's not. They need that sense of community that is not based on who you are. That's not based on who you know. Sorry, it's not based on who you know or what your name is, but just the fact that you live here, and that's all you need. That just the fact that you live here.
Yeah, they had this thing every year in downtown. It's called the, it's so funny. It's all about the business. Like all these successful people. And it's like $1,500 a ticket, right?
Mhm.
So I'm sitting there going, if they asked me when I ran for mayor, would you go up? No. I do my own thing. Let's have a weekend of awards given to everyday people's heroes.
I love
The
that.
single mother.
Yes.
Celine went through all kinds of stuff in her story. Your story. This is an award for being brave. This is an award for being you.
Yes.
You know.
And for the caregivers, you know, the people who
You
never
see
married, never had
you see
children.
senior women.
Yes.
I'm saying senior 50 to see
Yeah.
40. They're working in McDonald's trying to make, because they got to work, and they're working at like a creek, like the Sue's job. This is
Mhm.
getting to work. You have mother 3,
Yeah.
and she worked at 3 jobs. Right?
And while taking care of a parent, a lot of us, we're parents and caregivers, and not to mention the single people who never married,
Nope.
never had children, and they've taken on the caregiving for the elderly people in their
They say
families. What about
They
that?
say single parents are the foster parents of our society. It's so
Literally,
true. Because you're not
literally.
only just helping your son, you're
Mhm.
taking people's needs and being a minister yourself, and it's even more. I'm going to ask you,
Yes.
going back, I was going to ask you earlier, what gave all the abuse you went through. Have you done lectures at different schools about stuff?
Not in different schools, but I've been a TA at UFT for the last 4 years, psychotherapeutic modalities,
Okay.
and trauma-based counseling.
Are you gonna have any, are you gonna do some, community forums or town halls for yourself for the election now going on?
Absolutely. There's at least 3 that I would like to do.
Yeah.
But those forums though, I want them to be more so about people speaking.
Yes.
I want to hear what they have to say.
Well, these debates coming up. They've asked me to do debates.
Yes.
That's how you run it. I said
I've been invited to my first debate.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
I experienced they're boring.
Well, I used to love debates back in high school.
Yeah, but they're different, yeah. But so
But now-
if I did a debate, I would do like how many you're board? 9? You're board? 9?
Yeah, 9 neighborhoods, yeah.
So 9, I would say, okay, every candidate has 5 minutes to do their thing,
Mhm.
whatever you want to talk about your platform, the rest of Q&A.
Yes.
And that's what it should be. Not wasting 20 minutes just do Q&A. Every debate, like every city function will do like an hour and a half left talk about these things. Well, you can read. You just know it's online. You read the whole thing with the Ontario place. Why you go through the whole thing? Because you don't want to ask more time for Q&A with people's frustrations. And that's the thing. With this election, as you're doing videos, and other people, I say do videos,
Mhm.
you hear people's reactions to how you're doing with
Well, so far, the feedback has been very positive.
I
It's
get a
been
lot.
very
I get a lot of
positive.
emails with candidates.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, what surprised me I'll be very honest that
Wait,
I was-
you may have not been honest this whole time. I'm kidding.
I was concerned before I started running. I was concerned that people might not want me
Why?
because I'm a Christian,
Oh.
and we live in a society that is, sort of
Yes.
anti-faith.
I know.
So I was concerned that might go against me.
Yeah.
But interestingly, that's what people have been finding
That's the
attractive,
thing. Yeah.
which came as a surprise.
Oh, nice.
I'm not saying that, society has gone to the dogs. I'm
No.
not suggesting that.
You mean the ones
I
that
always think
are you talking about the ones that got
honestly.
imported? Well, they're all housed now.
But no, I've been getting positive feedback, such as it's refreshing to have someone like you in a role of leadership. It's refreshing about it. Well, as a person of faith, coming from that standpoint where it's humble and it's not about you, and this just repeating some of what they've been saying to me, and I receive it very humbly, because I don't credit myself for where I am, and I can't.
When we say that the past incumbents, people say, who do you answer to? They don't answer anybody. Well, you answer to God.
Absolutely.
And that's what people are thinking. They go back to. She has to answer because if she doesn't help us out, she's got to hire an answer. And that's the thing. So they have that kind of surety. You better help us because if somebody's watching over you, you did your promises and all that, right?
And I really do mean everything that I say. When I talk about environmental stewardship, I will not pass a bug on the sidewalk and knowing that it's alive and it can get squashed. If I see it, I'm going to pick it up and put it on some greenery or something.
I thought you were going to tax it or something.
But not a caterpillar.
No.
I'm
Monitor
terrified of
yeah.
those. I'm terrified of those.
Caterpillars?
Yes.
Really? I love them.
So
What
it's a
about
caterpillar.
the monarch
Sorry,
butterflies?
man.
What about the butterflies?
Doesn't matter. As long as it's a caterpillar. Sorry, dude. I wish you all the best. But I'm not going to be one to.
So I guess you're not going to go to the butterfly tank here in Niagara Falls, are you? Walking there?
After they've metamorphosized, yes. But not breed.
So I don't want to worry about every 10 years the caterpillar seems to come up in the.
Just the thought of it. But environmental stewardship is huge for that. Look what we went through with the fires the other day.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
I know.
That's
And we got blamed for that. Come over the border.
The smell coming in.
Yeah.
And
Everything was orange that day, and all the cars were covered in dust. I was like, what the
I
fuck?
thought that it was cloud covering
That's
until
what
I
I-
found out, and I thought, oh, there was ashes on my car.
Yeah. My car was covered in dust, like depending where you are in your car. Yeah, it was like it's orange too. before we wrap up, we have talked about your awards.
Okay.
Let's do that. Yeah, they'll be modest. You be well. The Queen's Award. That's something to talk about. And what is that all about?
So I won't talk about it too much, just because it's something that it'll move me to tears, and I'm not going to be moved to tears. I refuse to be moved.
Don't make me cry. I can
It's
also,
for community work.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, that's it. That's all you mentioned. That's like your plan. It's so brief. But there's a reason people. If you know what the Queen Anne,
Queen
Queen
Elizabeth II.
Second Award is, look it up what it means. So I think you need to explain why you got that.
Well, if they Google my name, it'll.
Oh, you're
it'll
doing.
come up.
Are you going for the
Because
same?
the Governor General, it's on the Governor
Yes,
General
yes.
website.
But why did you get it?
For community work that I did,
Okay.
that involved impacting the lives of individuals.
Did you apply for the award or did they give it to you?
Oh no, I didn't apply for it.
But somebody recognized you. You
I
recognized.
will never apply for an award.
Yeah.
The only kind of award I'll apply for is a scholarship or bursary award for
Yeah,
university. But no, I.
So you recognized, and somebody recognized you for the award?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how long, well, did they tell you in advance, did they put your name in or whatever in advance, or did you get a surprise or what?
I received a notification from the Governor General's office that I was selected as the recipient.
Were you surprised?
I was. How or who nominated me, I do not know. The most I can tell you is that the award came through where I work. I do work with the federal government, as I mentioned
Yes.
before, so it is through my work there. But that's
Okay, well, you keep it straight.
that's as much
You get emotional. You also got something else, right?
I've received a few things in my
Yes.
life. The only other thing that I mentioned on my website is being a 5-time award recipient.
5 times of Jamaica?
Yes, the Jamaica
Yeah.
Cultural Development
Yeah,
Commission.
5 times. That's like, is that like 5 years in a row?
No, 3 years in a row,
Yeah.
receiving 2, 2, and 1.
Wow.
Yes, and that was for visual, literary, and performing arts. I was very involved in those 3 areas when I lived there.
What did you do there?
And so I was a playwright, also wrote poetry. I still write poetry when I get a chance. And I do spoken word, and I'm a visual artist. So I have received awards for all 3
5 times.
areas. Yes.
You must have just got tired of answering your name. Just get a print, just put on the thing. Her again, number 4. You know, like that's amazing.
And that's
That is
something that you
something
have to compete for.
Okay.
But I moved to Canada, so well, there goes the
That's
competition.
amazing. That's so amazing.
But yes, I was able to win those awards, and then any other awards would have been
I know you got
during
quite a
my time
few.
in university.
You want to talk? Just
So,
so maybe, do you want to mention briefly each one, or
the degrees, or
Yeah, both.
so I've acquired 3 bachelor's degrees. I've got a Bachelor of Theology in Christian Studies, a Bachelor of Theology in General Studies, a Bachelor of Arts with honors in Religious Studies, a Master of Theology, a Master of Divinity, a Master of Theological Studies, a Master of Pastoral Studies in Psychotherapy and Spiritual Care Practice, and I'm a doctoral student at UFT, trying to wrap up my doctorate in practical theology. But I've laid that on pause so that I can run this race.
That's amazing.
When I'm done, yes, it'll be 8 degrees, but who's counting?
You think it was going to be the 3rd degree of those ones? I remember. I have no mention. I was wishing you didn't get it. Are you sure you didn't forget any?
No, I'm not forgetting. And that wasn't planned. I did not decide, oh, I'm going to go after this degree.
No, it just
Opportunities came up, and I went for it.
Yeah.
And I love studying.
I
I'm
know,
going to be
yeah,
honest
yeah.
with you.
Look how far you come. From the time we started this interview, from something you never thought, I never thought was going to be about
And with the mental illness,
Yes.
I was not expected to ever be able to do anything for myself anymore.
And look at you.
That's how bad it was.
Running for council now. This is your next journey, right?
Right? They told me you're gonna have to go into long-term care.
See?
My son was a year and change, and here it was again, and I said, this can't be the way my story ends.
No.
And here I am, years later, having achieved a
Having
number of
interviewed,
different
talking about the
things.
things that they expect, and thank you for sharing what you did, what you went through. I'm really
Thank you.
honored, and I'm so sad that you went through that.
Mhm.
I'm so happy with you. Look at
What's come out of
No.
it. Well, thank you, and it's my first time sharing it publicly.
No, I didn't expect
with
that. And
anyone.
before we go, I also asked a question: what do you do for hobbies besides reading and studying?
Wow.
Unless that's your
Do I
pastime.
still have hobbies?
Yeah, do you?
Well, I love photography, and there's a photo that I posted on Facebook that's been going wild. I think it has over 30,000 views right
Which one's
now.
that?
I took a photo of a bee pollinating.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Yes,
send
yes.
it to you
Yeah,
so you can see it.
Wait, you don't like bugs?
I do. It's just caterpillars and
What do you do,
bees.
caterpillar? Is it the way they feel or what?
No, I
They're
don't
beautiful.
know how they feel. I don't want to know how they feel.
Oh, but they turn into nice, beautiful butterflies.
When they're butterflies, they're good.
Look at God's representation. How that's. I don't find that's one of the most amazing creatures that made that from what.
Because of metamorphosis?
Yeah, just I want that particular one. I was like, it's amazing.
Well, that's how I sort of see my life. That everything I went through, that was a metamorphosis.
See?
I was brought down to nothing,
Yes.
so I could become something far better than I was before.
Like the phoenix from the ashes. Nothing the ashes. Just
Yes.
basically. I remember that.
So photography, I love photography.
I know that
I
you
love
like
reading.
reading. You like reading?
And I just
That's
love
funny.
being out in nature. I love seeing the trees, and I love nature.
The smell of nature and the smell of. See, I love the smell of the seasons.
I like the feeling
Yes.
of nature.
So that's what you do
I
mellow
love
up?
plants. When I get a minute, because I work 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So
But you love it, right?
I absolutely love it, and I love cycling.
Oh, you're a biker too, yeah.
Yes, not an avid cycler though. No, I do something. I can get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
I love walking.
Yeah, I love walking.
I was walking to work 10 miles a day for a year and a half.
Really? Like 10 miles,
Uphill.
10 miles up and 10 miles down?
No, 5.
Or 5 up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing summer hill, all of that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
And I love music, especially listening to music with my son. My son is just the best gift that I've ever
Yeah.
received.
He's like
So
your,
anything with my
your best
son
friend,
is-
right? Like my mom was my best friend
he's-
to me, yeah.
I love him beyond
Yeah.
what words can express. And we love all over each other. We kiss and everything every
Yeah, I
day.
do. I have, mom, we have routines. I buy her teddy bears for every occasion. We have pictures. She
That's
makes, she
beautiful.
sews the outfits. I'll show you the pictures after.
Yes.
They all have names. I'm sure how they came with the family. And that's her baby. She puts them on her bed in the morning. When doing her prayers. In the evening, she does her prayers. And her nap in the afternoon. At 3 o'clock, I always get her. 3 o'clock nap, mom. Don't be lying. It's time to get
I
food.
love that.
And she puts her teddy bears and puts a blanket on them. And that's the thing that I miss about her a lot.
I love that.
I think we still, like I said, you have your mom, we fix them, we cherish everything they do. But we take, we kind of like take it for granted. We just got used to the routine, and then when it's over, you kind of like, yeah. So for you and your mom, I think it's amazing that you take care of your mom all that.
I do my best. I just feel bad for my brother because I know he loves, well, all three of us love my mom, but my siblings live in Jamaica.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just
But
me.
unfortunately, yeah.
And she can't get to travel the way she used to. So my brother is sort of, just at a very sad place because he's missing her.
Yeah.
But all being well, we'll be able to make
But
a
that's,
trip.
I was thinking,
when this
for
is
me, I was
over.
thinking, like, it's a proof. I can see everything my mom does. I know her habits, get her hair done, when she got all this help her do her hair, go shower and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Number 90, I used to bug her hair. I said, numbers, what was it, number 74, Clairol, number red. One day I got the number 74A, go, what's the difference, mom? It's the same color. Oh my gosh.
And you found out the
Oh
difference,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's the same picture on the bottom. Looks like the same black. Oh, it's dark, white, black. I go, okay. So I know.
Good lesson, you never forgot.
I know.
after that.
Oh my gosh. And oh yeah, she's nitpicky. She's like you, a perfectionist. Oh, laundry. When I go do laundry, she has to fold a certain way. I just throw it in a bag, bring it up. What did you do? It's gonna fold the same way. Get an iron board out. I'm not ironing my underwear, Mom. I'm sorry. It's hilarious. So these are the funny things that you think, you know. I hope you take lots of videos of you and your mom just doing different things because that's something to remember all the time.
Videos,
Yeah,
pictures.
it's nice. So I think I'm glad I did all that, you know.
Yeah, because we're not here to stay.
No.
So cherish life, and I think that's a thought that all leaders should really have. If this is the last thing that you could do before you pass away, you're going to do it. And that is how
I take it from Jesus. I will also say myself, I don't know you, but I say, and maybe you think the same way. I want to leave there doing something for somebody.
Yes.
I want to sacrifice like Jesus sacrificed his life for us. I want to leave not sitting in a wheelchair or walker, or a bed, or in a rocking chair.
Or rolling around in money that you never gave to God.
Yeah. Having, like back then, the man had all that money and when you die, it doesn't go with you. It just sits
Or
there.
the man who built the barn and said, you know what, I'm going to build an even bigger barn. And he built a bigger barn and he hoarded everything for himself. And God said to him, you fool, tonight your life is going to be taken.
That's right, yeah.
And then
I bet you like reading Job.
Yes.
Everybody reads Job.
I do. It's rough.
It is.
But I see the necessity
Yes.
of it.
I have friends that don't believe. I go read Job. And they come back and go, oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. Because you're literally on trial. When you think about it,
we are.
we are on trial every day, and everything that you are presented with, it is to try you.
Mm-hmm.
Is picture yourself in a courtroom, and that is why your life is a testimony.
Yeah.
And whatever you do, well, it's going to work out to whatever justice is.
So this for you is your testimony right now.
It
Testimony of
is.
your life and your past and things. This is all adds up to this.
And I'm coming into this with a spirit of excellence.
Yeah.
If I'm not going to do it great, I don't want to do it at all.
And you're very proud of what you're doing, right? And that's the main
I'm
thing.
proud and scared.
Yeah, you're scared. I'll get you a dog. I'll get you a dog from overseas. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the camera before I turn off. You go look in the camera and you say, "Why should they vote for you, Sileen? If not for your bugs or your sense of humor and your great smile." I mean, And I want to say thank you for once again sharing your story. And when people watch your story, what happened to you when you never knew this happened to you. I mean, look what you say. We have persona, but look like a tough guy or a beautiful woman. Got together, study, smart, but we came from somewhere.
Precisely.
And everything. So I'm going to go with the camera. You look at the camera and say, "Why should they vote for you, Sileen?"
All right.
Go ahead.
This ward needs a leader who is compassionate, a leader who is for the people, a leader who will listen, not simply tell you what to do. And I believe that I am that leader. I am offering an opportunity to expend myself to be the one to lead York Southwestern into a better place. I believe that while this ward has its problems, it is also full of potential. It has its challenges, but challenges are an opportunity for triumphs. And I'm the kind of leader who believes in triumph, and I want an opportunity to lead York Southwestern to triumph. I want to lead us to victory. I want to lead us to a place where this ward will become the envy of other wards.
Great. Thank you so much.